Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So today I want to talk to you about 10 red flags to tell you it's time to ditch the clutter. And then I'm going to show you how to get started. So if clutter is silently holding you back from living the life that you really want, you tell yourself you're going to get to it someday. You push those piles of clutter aside, hoping that they'll magically disappear, or you convince yourself that it's not all that bad. And then, and unexpectedly, a friend stops by for a quick visit. That doorbell rings, you actually freeze, and you make that frantic attempt to shove piles of things into a closet close by. So you open the door, smiling, but deep down inside, you're exhausted from that battle with the clutter that you've been dealing with for many years. So in that moment, the truth hits you. There's no more hiding. You're embarrassed, you're overwhelmed, and you're tired of pretending that everything's okay when it really isn't, because it's not. It's time to finally ditch that clutter. And if you've ever felt this way, you're definitely not alone. So clutter creeps into our homes and to our lives without even realizing the toll that it's taking on us. It doesn't just take up space, it also drains our energy, it creates unnecessary stress, and it steals our peace of mind. So how do you know when it's time to stop ignoring the mess, reclaim your space, and take control of your life? So these 10 red flags are telling you it's time right now to ditch that clutter. And then I have 10 simple ways to start taking action. So the first red flag is you feel stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed in your own home. So your home should be a place of peace and not chaos for sure. But instead of looking forward to coming home and unwinding, you feel instantly overwhelmed by the mess when you walk in that door. So an action that you can take is start with one small area that bothers you the most. It could be a single drawer, one shelf, one closet, and declutter first and then organize and designate a home for the things that you intend to keep. The second red flag is you can't find things when you need them. We all know about this. So how much time do you actually waste every day looking for your keys, your phone, your glasses, the remotes, or even an important document? So when your home is cluttered and disorganized, it steals that time and that energy from you. And in moments of urgency, when you need your phones, you need your key, but you can't find them, it causes really unnecessary stress and a lot of panic. So an action that you could take is to create a designated space for those items that you use every day and commit to putting it back in the same place each time. So for instance, maybe a bowl or a basket for your keys and your phone, and it's just in one place. So it keeps it neat, but also it's just very accessible and you remember where it's going to be. So red flag number 3 is every surface in your home is covered with stuff. So your kitchen counters, the coffee table, the nightstands, your desktop, they're like magnets for clutter, and they just keep getting worse. So an action that you could take would be to identify those clutter-prone areas, those magnets, and create a simple system and a 5-minute daily routine to keep those areas clear. So you could use a decorative tray or a basket to organize just the essentials. And the next red flag, piles of paper are everywhere. So when you think about mail, bills, receipts, takeout menus, magazines, that paper clutter sneaks up on us quickly if it's not dealt with on a daily basis. And it creates that visual chaos and that churning inside of you. So an action that you could take there would be to designate one central location for all the incoming paperwork. So the mail comes in, it goes immediately to one area, and oftentimes it's like a home office desktop, could be a corner of your kitchen counter. Set up a filing system then that really works for you. And then immediately, that same time, dispose of any junk mail, and you could dispose of it or you could just recycle it. And then schedule a time daily to sort through that mail. And I like to use a 3-tiered bin system that helps to organize your paper. And then also give yourself a little bit of time every week to actually process that paperwork. Red flag number 5 is you keep saying, I have nothing to wear, but you know that your closet is overflowing. So if you're picking out an outfit and you feel overwhelmed and stressed, it's time maybe to declutter because you have too many choices. And that leads to decision fatigue, and then you're not happy with what you select. So one of the actions that you could take would be to declutter your closet and then donate, sell, or discard anything that doesn't fit or is in disrepair, anything that you haven't worn in a year, or if it doesn't look good on you and it does make you feel good when you wear it. So create a highly functional, flexible capsule wardrobe with items that you love to wear. And red flag number 6 is you struggle to let go of sentimental items. This is a problem for many people. You hold on to those old love letters, your kids' school projects, or family heirlooms, not because you use them, because you feel guilty letting them go. So an action that you could take there would be to keep only the most meaningful items. And that's hard sometimes to winnow that down, but once you do, I'm saying just those really meaningful things. So take photos of the rest, maybe write a short story in your journal, or put them in a photo album, small photo album, and remember that the memories live in your heart, not in your objects. And flag number 7 is you avoid having guests come over. So if you're embarrassed when someone stops by, or you are reluctant to invite people over for dinner, clutter may be what's standing in your way. So an action that you could take there would be to schedule a small gathering with friends 2 weeks from now. And having that deadline will motivate you to declutter. Guests will see your progress, you'll see your progress, and that boosts your confidence on that decluttering journey. And flag number 8 is you procrastinate on decluttering, and then you feel guilty about it. So we all do this, and that's why I'm really I'm passionate about sharing these with you, because I actually get stuck like this myself, and I just refer to, okay, what would I do about it? And here I'm sharing that with you. So you keep telling yourself that you're going to start next week, next month, and then another year passes by. And the longer you wait, the more overwhelming that pile becomes. So an action that you could take, this is one of my favorites, set a timer for 15 minutes every single day and declutter just one small area. So that small momentum and the small wins builds up the momentum, and even a few minutes a day can add up to big results over time. And then the red flag number 9 is your partner or your family resists decluttering, and that undermines your efforts. So if you have naysayers in your life, talk to them about your decluttering and how important it is to you, and maybe they'll get on board. But if you're ready to clear the clutter, but your spouse or your family isn't on board, what you can do is you can start by decluttering your own belongings. Don't touch theirs, because that could be an argument. Be consistent about your decluttering and make progress so that it's visible. And then lead by example, because your efforts may inspire them to join you. And then red flag number 10 is you think you need more space, but you really need less stuff. So when your home is too cramped, if that's what it feels like to you, you might be tempted to buy more of those storage bins, the pretty ones. You might be inspired to get a storage unit, which is very costly, about $1,200 to $1,500 a year, or move to a bigger house. That's rather radical, but a lot of people do that. So the more space doesn't solve the problem, but less stuff does. So actions that you can take before considering storage solutions or a bigger home, declutter first, and then set boundaries on what you allow into your space. So remember, less stuff equals more space. So you're probably wondering, okay, where do I start? I've given you a couple of actions there, but a lot of this is just mindset. So the first thing you might want to do to make decluttering easier is to acknowledge that you have a clutter problem. This isn't always easy because sometimes you just don't see it, or it's been there for so long that it just doesn't bother you anymore. The second thing you can do is to visualize how you want your home to look and feel. So as a designer, this is kind of what I specialize in, I suppose, but you want to, when you walk in that door, you want it to be your sanctuary, you want it to be peaceful, you want to be able to just come in and enjoy your home without all the clutter and all the mess. The third thing is to declutter in small daily bursts. I recommend like 15 minutes a day. It really does add up. So I like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. Just pick one area. And for me, my closet gets out of order, my drawers get out of order. So whatever it is for you, just kind of target those areas and do your 15-minute daily bursts. And then if you know what the one in, one out rule is, when you purchase something new, something else has to go. So that particular method is very effective if you are trying to declutter. The next one is to set boundaries for sentimental clutter. So, we all inherit things, we collect things, and you really do have to just deal with this. And once you develop a decluttering muscle, once you realize that you can't keep it all, you're going to keep a few things that are very meaningful to you, put boundaries around that. And also you can put boundaries around what you let in. So many kids will say, Mom, I don't want your stuff. Or, if you do, it's just very limited amounts. So those are good boundaries. The next is to create simple, repeatable habits to stay organized. So something as simple as you use it, put it away. And also make sure that it goes back into the same spot. Those are repeatable habits that will help you stay organized. And then celebrate progress, whether it's big or small. They're all wins. And then the next one is to stop clutter before it starts. So if you're out shopping or something, think before you buy. It's a minimalist mindset to, just say, I don't really need this, or it doesn't add value to my life. And then number 9 is to build morning and evening decluttering routines. So before you go to bed at night, make sure that, the clothing is picked up off the floor, the things on the dishes are done. That all helps have a better day. And it gives you more peace at night when you go to sleep. And number 10 is acknowledge yourself for taking action, because many people never do. And so a few final thoughts is don't let clutter steal your joy. So clutter isn't just about stuff. It's about how you feel about your home, in your home, and about your life. So the good news is you have the power to change it. And if any of these red flags resonate with you, consider this to be your wake-up call. So start small, stay consistent, create a home that feels like a sanctuary that you deserve. And your future self will surely appreciate that. I hope this helps.